Good morning, New Life. My name is Gary Moore, and this is my New Life story. I've been a member of New Life for 9 years. So I was adopted when I was 2 weeks old, and fortunately, the couple that adopted me were Christians, and so I grew up in a Christian home with Christian parents. Back in the 50s and 60s, on Sunday night, they had a program called Training Union, and so I went to that. I was saved when I was 8 years old. I was extremely shy, and it was hard for me to get to know new people. But I found in my late teens and early 20s, I found a group of people that I wanted to be friends with, and they were partiers. They drank and they did drugs, and so part of the way for me to feel accepted in this group was to do what they did. And I got deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into that, to the point where I really didn't have a relationship with God. The more I got into the things of the world, the further I pushed God back, to the point that I went to church just because I thought that would make me look like a better person, but deep down inside, I had turned into an alcoholic, and I was an alcoholic for 40 years. I continued to try to get the things of the world to give me meaning and purpose. I call those things shiny things. And I would buy something and it would make me feel good for a period of time, and then the shine would wear off, and I would continue to pursue those shiny things. And it wasn't until 9 years ago when I came to Kansas City and went to Shelter KC and got into their Christian-based program, and started coming to New Life and developed a relationship with Pastor Troy, that I realized that the only thing that could ever give me meaning and purpose in life was my relationship with God. It was nice to have the things of the world, but I had to give them their proper place. You know, my parents disciplined me when I was growing up. They didn't do that to be mean. They did it to me because they loved me. God does the same thing with us. You know, sometimes we need that discipline. Sometimes we need that mid-course correction. Literally, God stripped me of everything that I thought was important in my life. And when I came to Kansas City, the only thing that I had was my car and a suitcase full of clothes. And through a series of Holy Spirit moments, the Holy Spirit brought me to Shelter KC. And when I walked into Shelter KC, I was completely broken. I had no answers. I began to realize that the only thing that gave me meaning and purpose was God. And I was there for 20 months, and it was at that time that I came to New Life. And to make a long story short, I haven't left since. And I remember my first job here at the church was folding the bulletins. Folding those bulletins has led to being a deacon here at church. And if you would have told me 10 years ago that I would be a deacon in my church, I would have said you're crazy, because Satan had me to believe that the only thing that I would ever be was an alcoholic and everything that went with it, and I completely bought into that. But I'm just one example of, if we put our faith and trust in God and allow Him to change us. We can't change ourselves, but He can change us. He can change us in ways that we never thought possible. And I'm just one example of how God can change lives. I feel like what I have now is God has given me the responsibility of caring for what He has given me. And the way that I show how much I appreciate that is to thank Him and care for those things. You know, we have an opportunity every single day to serve Him. And for whatever reason, we seem to think that what we're doing for ourselves is more important than our relationship with God. If we strive every single day to put our relationship with God number one, and He sees what we are trying to do, He will bless us and help our lives in ways that we can't do by ourselves.